Hello students, welcome back. Today I will continue the same chapter, that is nutrition in plants. As you know that in previous class we had read about the photosynthesis. That means the process by which all the green plants prepare their own food, and about the raw materials of the photosynthesis, the different steps of the photosynthesis. And as I have discussed earlier, that chlorophyll, that is also one of the raw materials for the process of photosynthesis. But sometimes what happens, those leaves, those who have not green, they having the different colors like red, brown, they also perform the photosynthesis. So might be one question come in your mind, that how it is possible, how green leaves can also perform the photosynthesis. Actually what happens, chloroplast or chlorophyll that is present in the chloroplast, that is a type of plastids. So like chloroplast, another two plastids are present in plants. One is leucoplast and another one is chromoplast, which is responsible for the different colors. So in some plants like croton, the red color that is dominant over the chlorophyll, but that leaves also perform the function of photosynthesis. So it is clear that in some plants, those who having not the green leaves, they can also perform the function of photosynthesis. Why? Because actually chlorophyll is present, but that is hidden or masked by the other colors because of the chromoplast. Next is importance of photosynthesis. So what are the different importance of photosynthesis? What the role the photosynthesis play in our life? The oxygen, which is essential for the breathing. As you know that all living organisms, they take oxygen and they exhale carbon dioxide. So the oxygen that is present in the air, that comes from the photosynthesis, and that is clear by the equation. Oxygen is called the byproduct of the photosynthesis. This process, that means photosynthesis, it converts light energy into chemical energy in the form of food. Photosynthesis also supplies food and energy to all living organisms, either directly or indirectly. And one more point, it also helps in maintaining, that means the right amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide. That means it helps in maintaining the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now come to your next topic, that is stomata. All of you know about the stomata, that is a small pores that is mainly present in the lower surface of the leaves. So first you see the diagram of the cross section of a leaf. Here I have drawn this diagram. So this is the upper epidermis. Actually this is the thickness of the leaf, which is can be observed under the microscope. This is the upper epidermis, the outermost layer, that is called cuticle, waxy cuticle, which prevent the, that means excess of the transpiration. Next is upper epidermis, and this one is lower epidermis, and stomata that is present in the lower epidermis. This is the guard cell, kidney cell, and this is the stomatal pore. So stomata is mainly present in the lower epidermis. After this layer, upper epidermis, this parenchymatous cell that is present, that is called palisade parenchyma. And after that, this cells, that this is called the spongy parenchyma. In a spongy parenchyma, some gap is present that is filled by the air. So these are the air spaces. And a spongy parenchyma and palisade parenchyma, all together they are called mesophyll cells. So this is the diagram of the cross section of a leaf. Now we will see the diagram of the open and closed stomata. So let's see, this is the diagram of the open stomata. Actually a stomata that is made up of two guard cell, which is kidney shape. So a stomatal pore that is surrounded by two kidney shape guard cells, and which is surrounded by the epidermal cell that is called subsidiary cell. From all the sides it is surrounded by the epidermal cell. In guard cell, chloroplast is present, which contains the chlorophyll, and this is the nucleus. And one thing come in your mind, that how is stomata open? Actually, stomata mainly opens during the daytime. All of you know that during the daytime, plants get all the raw materials and they perform the function of the photosynthesis. So, because of this, what happens? Osmotic pressure, that is increases in the guard cell. That is called proton ion theory, which is given by the Leavitt, which you will read in the, I think, higher classes about that. So because of that osmotic pressure increases, and due to which guard cell that becomes turgid. Okay, turgid, that means it's swollen up, and that's why the stomata becomes open. This is called stomatal pore, and that is open during the daytime. Now let's see. This is the diagram of the closed stomata. In closed stomata, what happens? That mainly happens during the night. During the night, transpiration also stops. Okay, photosynthesis also stops. So during night, the osmotic pressure inside the guard cell decreases, and that's why the guard cell that becomes flaccid and stomatal pore closed. So this happens during night. So I think that is clear to all of you that how stomata becomes open or closed during day and night time. Thank you, students.